Hello. Many people have Irish moss on this channel, YouTube, but I'm showing how I do mine. Why? Because I use lime to soak it. First, so it's the brand I buy, and I don't know where it originates from, like where. This is the company. It doesn't cost a lot, because if you buy it yourself, a jar is like 20 or 20,000 up. One jar. This is like under $10. This 2 pounds. Maybe it's $10. I forgot what I paid. 5 pound a piece. I don't remember. But it's, and I get a lot in there. But I don't need a lot today. So it's a whole big bag. And they say don't keep it in the refrigerator. But I kept mine in the refrigerator because it's hot. It's summertime and I don't care. Because it's in plastic and the plastic sweats. So I prefer to have it in the refrigerator. They say don't keep it in the refrigerator because it's not, so it keeps all the live active cultures, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I just prefer to keep mine in the refrigerator because it's summertime. So this bag I kept in the refrigerator. And now I opened it. And I'm going to use some, not a lot because I just need it for a jar. So I'm just going to take out a couple. Is this thing recording? Let me pause it. I don't even know if it's recording. Oh yeah, it's recording. Okay. It's Irish moss. Just go to www.angelbrand.com and get it. It's not a lot of money. If you want to spend a lot of money, it don't take long. Just soak it overnight with water. I use distilled water to soak it because that's what I use anyway. You could use whatever water you want, but I wash it in my under the sink. So let me just take some out and I'll show you what I do. Now let me hit this pause. Pause. Here's pause. Hello. I'm trying to make a video here. Anyway, I took some out of the bag. That's all I need. I just need it for a jar. So it's 2 pounds. I'm not going to use all that at once. This is all I need for one jar. I place it in a jar like this. See, I have my other one in there. It's finishing. That's my sea moss. It tastes like applesauce when I do it. I place it in there, so I don't want a lot. So I'm just using this amount. That's what it looks like. I have to run it under the sink to wash off all the white stuff, which is salt, because the ocean is salted, and you don't want to have a lot of salt in your stuff. It doesn't taste nasty, and we're not supposed to eat a lot of salt, as you know. So let me rinse off my sea moss under the pipe. And then the same pan here I'll soak it in distilled water because that's what I use to drink and cook with. Distilled water. I get it at Walgreens. Distilled water, 2 for $1. I don't know where you live, but where I live, you could get distilled water 2 for $1 in a plastic. I know it's kind of stupid, right? Because the jar of the distilled water is plastic. And inside is distilled water. And then you know how long the plastic erodes. It's stupid, right? I know it's dumb, but it psychologically makes me feel better to have distilled water. Because I don't want pipe waters. Because it's plastic isn't everything. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So let me wash off the salt. And then I'll cover it with my distilled water until tomorrow. And then I boil it in the same water that I soak it with. And I have lime. I soak it with lime. I use lime because it's in the sea and it tastes fishy. It has a odor. Not mine. It just has a fishy. And then when it cooks quicker with the lime water. It cooks quick and it melts actually. I don't put mine in a blender to blend it. I just cook it on the stove for like 10 minutes. With the same water that I soak it in, the lime water. I take the lime out. Sometimes I could keep the lime in. And then I add honey to make it sweet, because I like mine sweet. And then I add anise seed, because I like anise seed. And then I add some cloves, because I like cloves. As you see in here, it has anise seed and cloves and honey. You don't have to add anything. It just needs water. But I like mine sweet. And then you could apply it on your face and your skin and eat it. Versatile, this sea moss. Put in your hair, put on your eyebrows, all over. Okay, let me go rinse it out. Okay, I just ran it under the cold water. And I try to wash out a lot of salt. I did about 10 times. Just pour water on it and wash it off. Now I'm just gonna go and cover it with, I'm gonna place my lime in here. Here's a lime. I cover the lime with, I cover the, here's the lime. I'll squeeze it to get the juice out first. Getting the juice out of the lime out first. Because it won't come out otherwise, It's going to turn like, the color's going to change to like more white looking. It's already starting to turn white. Vitamin C makes it more malleable and more healthy, and it breaks it down so it's not so tough. And then you just boil it in water for 10 minutes or so. See, look, it's even turning it. And I soak it. Cover it with lime. And I turn it that way. Now let me go get my distilled water. Okay, here's my distilled water. I said it's in plastic. Why do they put distilled water in plastic or any water in plastic? They need to change the carton because all the plastic BPA, whatever they call that, goes into the water, breaks down. So stupid. But I get it 2 for $1. But therefore it's distilled, but they got plastic particles in there because plastic breaks down. I don't care what they say. But if I have pipe water, it's gonna be pipe water plus plastic, because plastic is in the sea, plus whatever. So at least this I have a heads up because I start off distilled. What I should do is as soon as I buy it, I pour it into it. Well, I'm gonna buy a distiller. That's gonna solve my problem. I had one before. I'm gonna buy another one. And don't worry, I'll buy it. Anyway, this is all the water I have left for now. I have another distilled. Let me pour it in there. Pause. This is it. I covered it. I'm not adding any more water. When I boil it tomorrow, I'll add more water. So this is what I had in it, because I have one distilled water. I have to go buy more distilled water tomorrow. And it's in lime, see? And then I'll cover it with paper towel or something. Oh, I know. I'll cover it with my pan. My pan. Let me go get my pan. The cover of my pan is glass. That's what I usually cover it with. So I don't need any. See, I covered it with my pan. Covered it with my pan. My pan cover. So I leave it there until tomorrow. And then I boil it in this water because I already washed it and cleaned it. And I'm not going to waste my distilled water. I boil it and in this water. And then it melts. It starts to melt because vitamin C from the lime breaks it down. And it doesn't taste fishy and all that like other people get fishy. Mine doesn't get fishy. And you add honey to make it taste better. And I put, as I said, anise. I'll show it tomorrow when I'm done. So this is what I look like. My pan doesn't look good. I don't care because it's a good pan. I know it has, I cook with it a lot and I bake it and all this stuff. I don't care. As long as my distilled stuff my stuff is good. So it's covered in the pan. Cover it so you don't have to use paper towel or whatever. And then, just leave it overnight and boil it the next day. 24 hours or however, 12 hours, whatever, I don't know why people put it in a blender and then blend it like that. I know it's raw. I'm not a raw person. I cook stuff. That's why some people get sick, maybe. Because, you don't boil out the bacteria. I like to boil my bacteria out. That's how I am. Pasteurize my stuff. That's just how I am. Anyway, so this is this video. So tomorrow I'll show you what I just boil it in water. And then when it cools down, I add honey. I don't cook honey because I learned from Ayurveda people not to cook honey because it breaks down all the beneficial stuff. After it's cooked, then you add it in, but don't cook with the honey on the stove because it's useless. It becomes useless. It just breaks it down and everything is gone, evaporates. So just add the honey to your stuff. Don't cook with it. I learned that in the Ayurveda. I had taken a course a couple years ago and I remember what they told me. Okay, that's it for today. And tomorrow I should just get it. And then it's going to look like that. And mine tastes like applesauce. Other people's own taste nasty, they say. Some people say, bleh. Mine tastes like applesauce because I use limes. Limes takes away all that odor or whatever problem they're complaining about. Thanks. Until tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day. And that's what they look like. See, it's swole. Remember, it was a little bit. Look how it's swollen. Now I'm going to take all this and place it in my fry pan. Because it's already with lemon. I'm not wasting my water. And then I'll add some more water and boil it. Normally I put cloves with it, but I can't find my cloves. Whatever. I'll use this anise seed. I'll add that. And cloves, but I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I placed it somewhere. Okay, let me go and place this in my pot. My fry pan. It's in my pan. And the black stuff is my pan. Because it's copper. It just got like burn stains. Don't worry about my pot. It's copper. It's just how it is. I gotta get something. I'm not even gonna worry about it because I'm the only one using it. And I just turn it on the stove. Turn on the stove. And don't take long. And I took the lime out. Because one time I boiled the limes in there and it got bitter because the skin. The green skin. I didn't want it that bitter. So I squeeze out more juice out of it. And it's in there. So I just transferred it over from here to here. And then it's going to boil. Don't take long. And then I take this and I press down on it. And when I press down on it, it melts. When it starts to boil. Press down. I don't need no blender. And then I'll add honey. I'll place it in my glass jar. Because glass, you could place heat in it. So here's the glass jar. I'll use my glass jar. I washed it. Because it was already in there. But I'm missing my clothes. I don't know where because I'm moving and everything. Oh, I'll add some ginger. I got ginger. Well, I'll use ginger. Anise. So here's some ginger powder. I'll sprinkle some ginger powder. This ginger, right? What is it? Yeah, ginger. Ginger powder. I'll use ginger and honey to sweeten it. But I don't need a lot of more water. Because I don't want a lot. I just need enough to place his honey. To sweeten it is however you want to sweeten it. So, and don't cook the honey after it's placed in your jar. You just add honey. Because if you cook the honey, you're taking out all the benefits. You're making it ridiculously stupid. And this is the water again. Another one in the plastic jar. Or my other water. So that's what I'm using today. Ginger powder. Anise seed and my sea moss. So it's boiled. Normally okay, let me go and pause this again. I covered it because it cooks quicker when it's covered. And then I added all the stuff in there. I just added my anise seed, ginger powder, and honey. Then I pour it in and I stir it. Just better to, for me, it's easier just to add it already in there. And this is the amount of honey I added in there. That's the amount of honey, because I don't want it to be tasting that sweet. So that's just a jar, and that's how much honey I added. And yeah, and I would have cloves with it, but I can't find my cloves. I was looking all over. I don't know where I placed it. Because like I said, I'm moving, and I don't know where I placed it. Doesn't matter. As long as the sea moss is cooked. So it's sitting there. Okay, it's boiling. See, when you cover it, it boils quicker. And I just mash it with my spoon. And then it'll get gooey. And I just pour it in my glass jar. Because I don't need a blender. It's melting. Because the lime makes it cook quicker and it don't have no odor and all that stuff. No sea kind of odor. Because when you use fish, don't you use lime on your fish? So this is a sea product. Put lime on it. Takes away the smell or whatever it is, or the odor, whatever the sea odor. You know. Let me pause this and continue. When it's done, I'll show it to you. It's not boiled completely because I opened the lid again. Oh, pause. Okay, make sure you open your lid because it'll boil over. See, I'm using today a gas stove. My electric stove that I was using, they cook quicker. This one is difficult, gas stove. So gas stove takes longer. Boil will take longer to boil. I don't know, water, 212 degrees is boiling point. I boiled it enough. But since it's a gas stove, and then you just press down on it, and I don't strain it. So I didn't need any more water. I thought I needed more. Normally, yeah, it's coming. So with this gas stove, looks like I gotta cook it a little longer. It's smashed up. You could strain yours. I'm not straining nothing. I don't throw away nothing. That's how I do mine. So this is what I'm doing. I just press down on it. And then it melts it. But today, because I'm using a gas stove, I'm in another place, location. Not where I usually stay at. And bingo, it's been difficult. And when it cools down, it turns into a jelly stuff. I should squeeze more of this lemon in here. Squeeze more. Squeeze more of my lime. Because even though you wash it, it still has salt. Because it comes from the sea, so it still has salt. That's why I use honey. Honey is very sweet. I don't like agave. I don't know what agave is. People use agave. I don't know what that is. I know what honey is. It comes from bees. Bees make it. We steal the bees' stuff. At least I know what it is. But what's an agave? Agave. That's my opinion. I just have an opinion. I don't like agave. I don't like stevia. I just like plain honey or sugar. Brown sugar. See, it's melting. I squoze my limes. It's really done, you know. But I want it the way how I had it the other way. The air was like... I want those pieces to melt. But I can't cook it much longer because it's going to be evaporating my water. This is enough. I'm just trying to press on it. Press on the stuff. You can break it with your hand before. You don't need to do that. If you have an electric stove, it cooks quicker. This gas stove is stupid. When I made my egg this morning, it didn't even cook my egg because I forgot to put the cover on the lid. And my egg was not boiled. I'm staying in another Airbnb and this is how it is. It's a good stove, but it just doesn't. Takes longer to cook. And that's about it. I don't need no more. Yeah, look at how it turned. Remember how it was all like skeletons or whatever that was? It's melted in there. It melts. Today I'll just leave it like this. Normally I don't want to keep boiling it. I'm turning it off. Just let it cool down, and I pour it in my container. And just keep stirring it to make the pieces melt. Because if you keep boiling it, it's overcooking it, and the water that you need is evaporated. It's smoother. See, look. And I could take this when it's jelly forming, when it forms into it cools down. Oh, I'm gonna drink some as well. It tastes good as a tea. Yeah, when you place it in the container, you could drink it. I drink because it's a lot of water in here, so I'm gonna drink some of it. It tastes nice as a tea. I'll just ladle it. I'll take some and add it in my. Take some, scoop it like that, and place it in my container. Let me go do that. Pause. Now look, see? It melts. Like I say, it's not no more looking like skeletons. You know how it was looking with all that. It just melts because it finally got hot enough. So look how it is. It just, and people strain it, right? I don't strain mine. I think I need to eat all of it. I don't mind it being a little, having the debris at the bottom. It melts in, it turns into a gel. So if I strain it, all you get is the water, and then all the quality, the nutrients is gone. So I use all that, just like if you had in a blender. Same thing. And I ladle it in here. And place it in here. That's what I'm doing. And in there, and then I'll stir it at the end. See, and it's cooking the honey and everything in there. Pause. Now look, see? It melts. Like I say, it's not no more looking like skeletons. You know how it was looking with all that. It just melts because it finally got hot enough. So look how it is. It just, and people strain it, right? I don't strain mine. I think I need to eat all of it. I don't mind it being a little, having the debris at the bottom. It melts in, it turns into a gel. So if I strain it, all you get is the water, and then all the quality, the nutrients is gone. So I use all that, just like if you had in a blender. Same thing. And I ladle it in here. And place it in here. That's what I'm doing. And in there, and then I'll stir it at the end. See, and it's cooking the honey and everything in there. Pause. Here I am stirring it. My place, see, it's empty. My pan is empty. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the black stuff. He said, oh, that lady, it's not dirty. It's just, I cook every day and whatever. I don't have time to be taking out all the black stuff. It gets black all the time when I cook and fry, blah, blah. I just stir it. And then it'll turn into, and I'm going to drink some before I let it all cool. Because I like it when it tastes like hot, like a nice tea. And I had ginger, anise. It tastes nice at this, like this, when I drink it. I'll take like two of these spoons and drink it like tea and anise. Yeah, well, I'm missing my cloves. Don't forget to add cloves in here. Next batch I make, I'll find my cloves. This batch, I don't know where I'll put. I just take some out and make tea. And that's all there is to it. So this is my, and the 2 limes there. I use those 2 limes. So when you make your sea moss, soak it, wash it a couple times to get out all the grind and the salt as much as you can, because it's gonna stay in there anyway. And then leave it overnight. Then soak it overnight in water of your choice. Tap water, purified water, distilled water, whatever water you want. And make sure you soak it with limes. Or if not limes, lemons. Because it makes it melt and becomes like this. See, it's melted. It's not hard and all that. And you boil it on the stove. Take out the lime and use the same water. Why waste your water? And then when you finish boiling it, you place it in a jar with your honey to sweeten it, whatever sweetener you want, sugar or whatever. I use honey because honey's, you know, has properties. And I use anise seeds because that has properties. And cloves and ginger. And then I'll drink it. And that's my sea moss. And then after it gets cooled down, it's going to turn jelly-like. And it tastes like applesauce. Now let me clean up all this stuff. And I'll show you later how it turns into a gel. Maybe whenever that cools down. Okay. Hello. This is my sea moss. I started using it already and I didn't have time to do a video. Well, I did it now. And this is what it looks like. And it tastes like applesauce, like I said, because I use lime. And when you put it in the refrigerator, this is the consistency. Even looks like applesauce. See? That's what it looks like. Mine ain't cloudy like how the other people's is. It got clear. And the little dots is the anise seed and stuff. But it's like clear and it tastes just like applesauce. And you could do whatever you want to do with it. You could eat it or use it on your skin. But I don't have to pay $30 for a bottle. You just buy it. It doesn't cost a lot. Less than, you know, Angel brand or any brand. Just get it. They have it in the groceries and online. And it's a lot of, like, from Jamaica and Grenada and all those kind of places in the Caribbean. So you go to their store and you get your own sea moss, soak it down, like I told people. Soak it 24 hours with lime. And then boil it. And then it comes like this. It don't look cloudy and it don't taste fishy. Okay, that's all. Whole big bottle. You know, I just made one because I don't need all that many. I used it already for the past 2 days, but I didn't get time to do the video. Okay, so that's my sea moss. Ow, those guys are hurting my hand. I use this, yeah. Okay, that's all. Have a nice day. And one more thing. Keep it refrigerated until you finish using it. Otherwise, it's gonna spoil, I guess. Okay, that's all.